Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the greatest and most attractive video game characters ever thought up. He can run at sound speed, take out enemies in a flash, and best of all, he's blue colored and knows how to handle the females. I don't know how to start videos, let's just talk about Sonic. I'm surprised how long it's taken me to talk about the Sonic series, considering I've been a huge Sonic fan my whole life. Like, I was one of those freaks who'd wear those scary Sonic Colors pre-order hats to terrorize children on the playground. And if you're a normal person, you might not be aware of how fucking insane 2022 has been for us Sonic heads. This year has been a Sonic sweep, if you will, which is fucking stupid because this came from the whole Morbius sweep thing, which was made to make fun of how badly it was gonna flop. But fine, whatever, if Mr. Steal My Video Ideas Fadel says it's a Sonic sweep, then it's gotta be a Sonic sweep, am I right? Before I start talking about everything that's happened with Sonic this year, I'm just gonna give a quick disclaimer. I'm not going to be delving super deep into each and every topic mentioned in this video. There's plenty of other videos out there talking about most of this stuff in much further depth. So for the sake of time and my sanity, I'm just going to have this video be a general summary of all the shit that's gone down with this stupid ass hedgehog.
I run all around through the speed highway, I then take a look at this franchise and realize there's nothing left.
To be honest, I've never really had a strong opinion on either of the Sonic movies. They're fine films for casual audiences and dumb babies, but as a die-hard Sonic fan who has to pay student loans and works a dead-end retail job, yeah, I can't really get into them as much. To me, they're just average kid films, but with Sonic the Hedgehog. And I realize that's all they're really supposed to be. It's fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. But Sonic fans, on the other hand, treated these movies as the second coming of Christ. And they genuinely believe the third one has a chance of beating Avatar 3 in the box office. Guys, just because you beat Morbius and Birds of Prey does not mean you're beating fucking Avatar. I don't even like Avatar that much, but I realize how insane that sounds. And if you even dare tell Sonic fans that you didn't enjoy every second of Rachel's wedding, oof, you know that cute little white puppy you have? His name's like, I don't know, Snowball or whatever? You gotta kiss him goodbye, because Sonic fans are gonna come to your house and blow him to smithereens! Okay, that was a bad example. Not even Sonic fans liked Rachel's wedding, and they like Sonic Unleashed. They normally have garbage taste. Now, of course, not every Sonic movie fan is as toxic as I just said. If Sonic 2 is your version of the Holy Bible, then that's cool. More power to you. But did you guys really have to attack LS Mark to the point where he had to make a 30-minute video questioning his entire existence? He's just some Irish guy I have on my Discord friends list. And before you ask, no, I have not had the courage to message him anything yet. In fact, let's have a little contest. SML question, what should I DM LS Mark on Discord? Funniest comment wins, I don't know, the Tito puppet.
Knuckles got doo-doo thrown on him.
You're too slow, you're too slow, you're too slow. Come on, step it up.
No fucking way. After 30 years, we finally get to see Sonic's origins, baby! Gotta say, the additional scene by Tyson Hess where we see Sonic's mom giving birth, a little uncalled for, dragged on a little bit, but the rest of the re-release, it was the classic Sonic games. Sonic Origins, on paper, sounds like the easiest project in the world. Just remaster the classic Sonic games with widescreen support, maybe some cute animated cutscenes in between, and hey, throw in a couple bonus modes. Who am I kidding? These bastards crunched the devs again. Because Sega wanted to be so quirky by releasing the game on Sonic's birthday, the devs weren't able to iron out all the bugs, resulting in an unfinished product yet again. Also, they totally bastardized the Sonic 3 music. I know this is because of some copyright stuff with Mickey Jackson, but come on guys, you could have at least gotten T-Lopes to remix the tracks or something. What the fuck is this? Considering I didn't really want to support Sega's practices when it came to this game, I totally legally really borrowed a copy from my buddy Kendrick, and it's a fine way to play these classic games. The bugs aren't nearly as bad as people made it out to be, but I think the outrage was less about the game itself, and more so the fact Sega is still managing to fuck over the devs on what should have been the most simple re-release. Also, they didn't include Sonic R, 0 out of 10, flop collection, hope they go out of business.
Just you and me and everybody. What could I think about it? What could I talk about it?
Man, I bet Dave the intern would love these ruins.
They should call this game Sonic Fun Tears, because it's so fun. Okay, we finally reached the hippo of the house. The first mainline Sonic game since Forces. Sonic Funny Tears. After what I consider to be 11 years of no good 3D Sonic games, I'm pleased to announce Sega has finally figured out the main issue that has been bogging down this entire franchise. Not enough Sonic and Knuckles homosexual tension. Seriously though, I think for the most part, Sonic Frontiers is a pretty solid game that I kind of feel dirty for enjoying. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, but there are a lot of problems with this game. The landscapes are extremely bland, the combat and puzzles are kinda mindless. The pop-in has got me going like,
what in the name of Green Hill's going on?
The controls don't feel as precise as they should. The cyberspace levels are fucking terrible. These are legitimately worse than Sonic Forces levels. And aside from Ian Flynn going back and fixing the core cast through some really good interactions, the story itself still left a lot to be desired, especially by the end. But despite all these problems, the game's still kinda fun. Even though I criticize the open world for looking so boring visually, from a gameplay standpoint, there's a lot to do here. There was a lot of platforming challenges, I criticized them, but the puzzles and combat did their job on being a pace breaker. And the thing is, Sonic is so fast that even if you don't really like them, they're over with instantly. This game is just kind of addicting because you're always doing something. A lot of open world games have an issue where their worlds feel too bloated and just there's nothing really going on. But with Sonic Frontiers, there's always something going on. You can't breathe for a second. I share very similar feelings with Sonic Frontiers as I do Sonic Adventure 1, and I think it was intentional on Sega's part. Sega has gone on record saying they want Frontiers to essentially be the next adventure, and I think they succeeded in that department. Both Adventure and Frontiers are very flawed, but they're still fun games that set a new gameplay formula that has potential to be built upon. I already love Sonic Adventure 2 because it took a formula I already liked and then perfected it. And if Frontiers 2 can do that, then we might be looking at one of the best Sonic games of all time. Also, as an Evangelion shill, I'm obligated to mention the amount of Evangelion influence in this game. Sonic isn't exactly the place I expected a bunch of Eva references, but they were appreciated. The new character, Sage, is literally just Rei Ayanami, both in personality and design, and hell, they even brought both the English and Japanese voice actresses to play Sage. So this was intentional. But that also implies that Eggman is the Gendo Ikari of Sonic, and I don't know how I feel about that. I hope the next Sonic game has him trying to stop the Human Instrumentality Project. That'd go hard. In conclusion, I like Sonic Frontiers. I hate Sonic Frontiers. It gets 4 My Hero Academia seasons out of 6. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you cannot talk about Sonic Frontiers without mentioning the music, baby! Actually, I am gonna do that. Let's go on to the next segment.
Guy right here is Shadow, and he's kind of my biggest rival. He's also a real buzzkill. And by the way, he roller skates.
They're air shoes.
This show couldn't be bad! It's Sonic! In his prime! They're air shoes. Out of everything coming out this year, Sonic Prime was easily one of the things I was most excited for. As a kid, I would always try watching a Sonic cartoon, and then being fucking livid that they were nothing like the games. Although nowadays, I get a kick out of characters like Manic the Hedgehog or Dave the Intern, as a kid, I just kinda wanted an action Sonic show about Sonic and his real friends just going on adventures. Not only did Prime seem to be just that, but it was also being made by the studio who did the peak of all fiction, Ben 10. This was sure to be goated. Well, after staying up until 4 a.m., I randomly saw on Twitter that apparently the first episode was already airing on the Sonic Roblox game, which I'll talk about that later, but I logged onto Roblox on the shitty big screen thing, and I thought Sonic Prime was pretty awesome. It was pretty much everything I wanted. I thought the action was really good, the character interactions were fun, and I was really digging the new voice cast, even if they were Canadian. But then, the next couple episodes dropped on Netflix, and people weren't happy. I'm gonna be honest, I don't hate Sonic Prime nearly as much as everyone else does. I honestly find it to be a pretty fun show, all things considered. But the show definitely has problems, and I do understand why Sonic fans don't like it. Apparently the creators are claiming the show takes place in the same canon as the games, which I'm gonna call total bullshit on, for my own sanity. Because the Sonic from this doesn't align at all with the Sonic from the games. I actually don't really mind that. That is, as long as this is separate from the games, and the creators are just talking out of their ass right now. So what's wrong with Sonic in this show? Basically, he's Ben 10. But I'm talking like annoying kid Ben. Basically, every episode of the show goes through the same formula. Sonic goes through an MCU portal to a new dimension. He tries gaslighting his friends into thinking they've always been friends, but he should know by now these aren't his friends, they're alternate dimension versions of his friends. Why do we have to go through this every time? And then he learns the same exact lesson every time. Stop being a dumbass. Which, man, I know I said I like Ben 10, but that was always the worst part of Ben 10. How many times did this little bastard have to learn to work with his cousin? Stupid ass prick.
This is my vacation too. You can't always tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
Fuck you! You fucking dick!
As I said earlier, I genuinely do like Sonic Prime, even if it has this Mickey Mouse ass credit song. Also, should I mention that this show has the first good characterization of Shadow since Sonic 06. In fact, he's literally the best part of this show. For some stupid ass reason, Sega in recent years has wanted to characterize Shadow as like some shitty Vegeta knockoff who's always like, "Oh, Blue Hedgehog, I gotta defeat you." That was my Shadow impression. But in this show, he's just trying to stop Sonic from being a dumbass. They're air shoes. Overall, fun watch, but I'm sorry, but Oddballs just clears. Aww, I wanna be a letter. Fun Starlight fact. I haven't read any of the IDW comics past the first arc with Metal Sonic. I remember enjoying them, but honestly I've been more occupied spending this year reading Archie Sonic, which that's a whole different can of worms. So basically, I don't think I'm qualified to talk about the IDW comics right now. So, in the spirit of Canada, I invited my good pal Blazer the movie fan to talk about how they, I don't know, I guess they turned Sonic into Steven Universe or something.
The IDW Sonic comics have been very solid over the past year. We got a Sonic Movie 2 prequel comic that was enjoyable. The Tails 30th Anniversary one-shot was pretty cool, with some cool references to old Tails games. And Scrapnik Island has a super cool premise and tone. This is also the year the main series hit its 50th issue, where we got some incredible action where the real Sonic characters beat the shit out of these fake Sonic characters they made for this book. A new fan favorite character also dropped this year, Surge the Tenrec. I like her fine enough. Her design and powers are interesting and I like her story. But I like how to make her even on par with Sonic, she had to get these weird Wisp power-ups. Yet even then, she couldn't defeat an injured Sonic. There's also some small Twitter controversy that sparked because of Sonic's thoughts on redemption. Something about some kid who ate ice cream, I don't know. And then in the very next issue, like clockwork, people started complaining again because they had Sonic say big oof. I love this community. The biggest thing that happened with IDW this year wasn't even IDW itself. Basically, one of the main writers for the comic since like Super Genesis Wave Archie, I think, Ian Flynn, got brought onto the games just to clean up series continuity and characters after years of BBBE. Ian's involvement may have way more to it than we think though. An IDW original character, Tangle, is directly mentioned in Frontiers. Listen man, I don't know if this means the book is fully canon or just characters from it are canon in the same way Styx is. Did I mention that, by the way? Styx is canon now. I'm fine with these characters being canon, I just really hope IDW Shadow isn't. I hate that guy. He really thinks he's Shadow, when in reality he's just Vegeta.
Wow, thanks Blazer, that sure was funny. He actually hasn't even written anything by the time I'm recording this audio, but I have full faith he's a funny guy. Anyways, Yuji Naka, baby! For some reason, this is the second time Yuji Naka has found his way onto my channel, and let me tell you, this time it's not because we got High School Seiha Girl Season 2. Maybe someday. But no, this is a much more insane reason. Creator of Sonic the Hedgehog and Balan Wonderworld has been arrested, not once, but twice, basically within the same week. If you know anything about Yuji Naka, this is probably the least surprising news ever. This dude is kind of insane. Like, for example, once he spent an entire Sonic Heroes interview just flexing his cars that he probably crashed a couple times because they require more than one button to drive. And apparently there was a time he was just being such a prick that the Sega of America president asked his translator to tell him to fuck off. And more recently, he had some beef with the Sonic character designer Naoto Oshima, and so he posted a picture of him on Twitter. It was like a group photo, and he just scribbled him out of the photo, and anyone who pointed it out or asked was just blocked on the spot. After years of wacky misadventures, he's finally in the slammer for trading insider information from Square Enix. Cause, I don't know, he was mad Bella in Wonderworld and the $60 classic flopped so hard. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the full story between his whole dispute with Square Enix, but I just think it's funnier to say that Bella in Wonderworld drove him to madness. So let's just move on and prepare to Omen out.
Consider this your bad omen!
Sonic Omens could be considered the modern day Citizen Kane. I don't even know why Sega bothered making Sonic Flop Tears when the fans already outdid them once again. Honestly, they should just sell Sonic to Nintendo or HoYoverse, because Sonic Team just keeps making bad games, and Sonic Omens shows what Sonic could be if it was made by true and real developers with actual passion and ambition. My words alone cannot do Sonic Omens justice. My body would combust into flames at the mere mention of the Chris Thorndike gravestone. That would end world hunger, that would end COVID, that would end all the wars going on, that would fucking end herpes. I just... That's so overwhelming. So I'm gonna hand this one to Blazer because he's a bigger Omer than me.
Alright, man, listen. In this year of Sonic, or whatever we're calling it, there's like a couple tiers of releases. Way at the bottom, you have releases like Sonic Origins, Sonic Prime. God, I hate Prime. But then way at the top, you have this game, Sonic Omens. Sonic Omens took Twitter by storm this year. Everyone was talking about this game, and can you really blame them? There's so much to look at when it comes to this game. From the awful voice acting that ranges from Discord VC Sonic impressionists to whatever voice they got for Shadow.
Still putting your friends in danger, because you can't do it alone.
What are you doing here?
Working.
This melodramatic story that tries way too hard to be all cool and serious and also randomly becomes a Sonic X fan game near the very end, that was awesome. Let's see, you got stolen music from fucking Cars 2, the video game. Horrible boss fights that take forever to kill and are so stupid, like the dumbass flying Eggman robot and Maria Robotnik's ghost herself becoming a 3D bullet hell. All while the final boss makes you run around but you can't see what the actual boss is doing because its attacks are so sudden and fast and god damn it, the tree level. Oh my god, I can't take it anymore. Who even made this game? LEGO Ninjago has a surprising amount of lore and depth for a children's LEGO show. Like, you look at it and think it'll just be a massive toy commercial, which it is. But damn, the show is fully serialized from episode to episode each season. Oh, seasons 8 and 9 are directly connected, so the end of season 8 is a cliffhanger for season 9, while season 9 continues that story. It's genuinely so cool. I was caught completely off guard of that when I was binging it recently. The show was actually one of my introductions to fully serialized storytelling in TV, right alongside Avatar: The Last Airbender. And damn, some of these seasons actually go hard. Seasons 4, 5, and 6 are actually bangers. Like, they did not have to go that hard when making these. Seasons 8 and 9 were also super good, and season 13 is great. Honestly, going back to Ninjago recently, it held up way better than I expected. And the new stuff I hadn't seen could actually go crazy too, excluding some duds like season 11, 12, and 14. Probably one of the best serialized kids action shows on TV right now. I can't wait for Ninjago The Next Generation in 2023.
Okay, I'm not going to comment any further on anything relating to Chris Chan. There's like 70 hours worth of content for that. I just wanted to point out this one specific prison letter because my brain is fucking fried after reading it. What store are you in? I'm at Soup. What do you mean you're at Soup? I'm at the Soup store. Why are you buying clothes at the Soup store? They have really nice aprons here, and specialty shirts, socks, oven mitts, pot holders, and hats. What the fuck? How did you fuck up the Soup store joke? Really? That's it's the easiest punchline in the world. He just says fuck you. That's the punchline. I get you tried putting a spin on it, but it wasn't funny.
Hey guys, it's me, Flying Gorilla, from my new app on the App Store, Flying Gorilla.
For those of you out of the loop, famous YouTuber Skeleton Bones Ghoulie uploaded a review of Sonic Frontiers, and he was all like, man, we should call this Sonic Unfuntiers because it's so unfun. And he even went on a big podium commanding the Dunkaroos to go and review bomb Frontiers, all in the name of Death Stranding. Twitter was not happy. Okay, I'll admit, the Donkey video definitely made some stupid points, but overall I thought people were overreacting a little bit. I mean, who's genuinely used Metacritic user scores as the make or break decision when buying a game? I guarantee most people buying Frontiers are either already Sonic fans, or just dumb children who probably watched, like, Kipper the dog.
Kipper the dog. The dog with the slipper. That's Kipper. Kipper the dog. By the way, that's a toad, not a frog.
Overall, Donkey was in the clear until this happened. Just saw Donkey punch a kid at Walmart for wearing a Sonic t-shirt. When I saw this tweet, my balls dropped. It just couldn't be true. Why would he punch a kid with a Sonic t-shirt? It should have been a Pokemon t-shirt. And thankfully, yeah, it was a bunch of bullshit. You see, as Donkey explains here, he actually didn't abuse a child in a retail establishment. It was an evil Sonic fan disguised as Donkey, just trying to ruin his good name.
I'ma say what I mean what I say, might sound mean, but I say it anyway kind of guy. And I say, we're gonna have this duel.
This event is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. For those of you who don't know, there's this guy named George Clooney who hosts a show called the Game Awards. It's kinda just the Oscars, but Hideo Kojima's there sometimes. And that show is a whole nother can of worms, but we're gonna talk about the Player's Choice, aka the Participation Trophy. For those of you unaware, all of the awards at the Game Awards are chosen by a bunch of old dudes who have probably never touched a Nintendo in their lives. So Player's Choice is really the only category we actually have a say in what wins. But despite games like Elder Ring or Dad of War being nominated, they couldn't match up to the sheer might and insanity of Genshin Impact fans' gambling addiction and Sonic fans' sheer pettiness. The funny part of all this is, Hoyoverse literally never said anything about giving out Primo Gems for winning the award. In fact, they give out Primo Gems simply for being nominated, not for winning the award. I don't think they could do that. That's literally bribing. At first, this seemed like an easy win for the Genshin fans. Like, how would Sonic stand a chance? Not only are Genshin fans just insane, but Genshin Impact has over 50 million players, while Sonic Frontiers, it's only sold around like 3 million copies. I'm sorry, but Genshin is the hot new game all around the world. Meanwhile, Sonic, despite being a gaming icon, doesn't really have as much global relevance, especially these days. Most people in Japan probably don't even know who Zavok is. Meanwhile here, he's a cultural icon. They go as far as featuring him in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It's insane. Despite what seemed like an impossible battle, there was one man willing to take on the world.
I'm already mentally preparing myself for the replies, right? But last night, it fucking hit me, right? That it goes middle school and then high school. Holy shit, that I never put that together.
What the fuck? So yeah, Mr. Steal My Video Ideas, Fadel, assembled every Sonic fan in what was dubbed the Sonic Sweep. And as you'd expect from a big movement consisting of Sonic fans, it got toxic really fast. There were bot accusations, people were making art dunking on Genshin characters, and some people were just getting straight up racist towards Chinese people. All on the day Chinese Genshin servers were down due to the death of a Chinese president. So yeah, Chinese Genshin fans were already pretty pissed. Listen, Sonic fans, you guys are fucking nuts, but...
Are you out of your fucking mind?
The Chinese Genshin fanbase? These motherfuckers, they tried assassinating the Hoyoverse CEO because they put girls in bunny outfits. This is the last community you guys want to go to war with. And knowing damn well Sonic fans were about to get absolutely cooked, you know I voted for Genshin. I'm a sadistic bastard. I like the drama. Also, I kinda needed some of those, those Wanderer Primos. He's just a fun guy. Look at him fly. Woo!
And once we took out all the bot votes, the Game Award goes to Genshin Impact.
If only I could have burned to death in that fire too.
Listen, maybe you guys should have just botted harder. Okay, jokes aside, a massive poll like this was inevitably going to have loads of botting on both sides. And as much as I love Sonic, I'm willing to believe John Keaton when he says Genshin won fair and square. I'm sorry, but Sonic might be strong, but you can't beat an anime fan's gambling addiction. Maybe next time Sega will offer you guys some Sonic Runners wheel spins.
Hey Justin! Today we have a new friend to help us make this video!
A new friend? Who would that be, Adam?
That would be me!
Wow, is that Sonic?
That's right, and today I'm going to be showing you my favorite Roblox games ever!
To be honest, there isn't a whole lot to say about this game. Basically, Sega partnered with a group of Roblox game devs to develop an official Roblox Sonic game. Which is cool, but the game itself really isn't anything too special. It's basically one of those endless Roblox grind fests meant to make children beg their moms for Robux so they can get that serotonin boost from seeing the high numbers. I played it for a bit. I got Classic Sonic because it was cool to see a model that didn't look like a short Italian guy who called me a schmuck, and then I never played it again. But one day I woke up, checked Twitter, and saw Sonic Sweatshop Simulator trending. I felt like I entered the 4th dimension reading that hashtag. What the fuck could have happened in this Fisher-Price ass game to warrant such an insane hashtag? Well, it turns out Sega hasn't made a game where Sonic acknowledges the child labor crisis, but instead, the lead dev on the Sonic Speed Simulator was crunching the shit out of his employees and paying them absolute dirt. To be honest, I don't know the full details on this situation, and for the sake of keeping this video relatively lighthearted, it isn't something I feel like getting into, but I do think it's worth checking out. I'm just gonna say now, don't support this game, and just stop treating your developers like dog shit. Why is everything that surrounds this franchise just has crunch developers, crunch developers? It's just... So that was Sonic in 2022. It's been a crazy year, but I think we can finally say Sonic's back. He's had successful movies, an ongoing cartoon that's doing pretty well, and he's had a pretty good mainline game. Who knows, maybe Sega will fuck it up again, but for now, I think Sonic's in a good spot. And now, if all you were here for is Sonic, you can click off the video. Please subscribe, because I'm about to go on a real tangent about my YouTube channel. So yeah, it's been like 4 months since my last video, and I'm sorry, I've been mad busy. I started college, I got a job. Sometimes you gotta prioritize things in life other than rambling about Tracking Guard. But I will ramble about Tracking Guard soon, don't worry. I'm not actually, I shouldn't say soon, I'm not gonna make any promises because I'm still so busy. It might be another 3 months until the next video. But basically what I'm saying is, don't unsubscribe. I still want to make videos. I'm just busy. Once I'm done with all this shit, I'll make mad videos. But yeah, also I wanted to apologize for quote-unquote collabing with Kanye West in my Nier Automata video. I didn't realize he was a Nazi. I maybe should have put a little, like, I don't know, like a little box that he had to click that says I am not a Nazi. That's my bad. I slipped up. I'm sorry. I don't talk with Kanye anymore. We broke up. And yeah, that's Sonic. Goodbye. They're air shoes.